And now, live from the Fuck Hut in Burbank, California, it's the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes her guest. He's a writer and podcaster and proud, some say too proud, owner of an actual bed frame. It's Jordan Morris. And she's a writer and producer whose new book about manhood in America is titled Real Men Cut Their Dicks Off with a Chainsaw. It's Wendy Molyneux. Tone Zone is here to get justice for Chicago by pooping on Dave Matthews' head. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen. Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little fruit roll-ups with ice cream. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was... Why am I pausing now? Well, this is now the second week that I've been confused about where I pause. I've only done this 600,000 times.
Well, you don't have writers for the show anymore.
I know. This strike, no one thinks about how it's affecting me personally. Yeah. But anyway, that particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Lauren Kelly. And Daniel, you looked a little confused. This is a popular, I would say, TikTok dessert where people are taking a fruit roll-up and putting ice cream in it and then rolling it up and I think putting it in the freezer. And then they ooh and ah. Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me.
This is like the
either.
Fried cheese with a pickle pickle's wrapped in fried cheese.
Oh, that actually sounds good to me.
It does
Sounds good.
That sounds good. Remember the thing you made at the very beginning of the pandemic?
Is that instant coffee thing?
Yes, but it had a name.
The whipped coffee thing.
Yes,
right?
coffee Delgado or
It
something.
takes 10 minutes to hand whip instant coffee into a froth. And then,
but why?
It's literally just like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to drink 4 helpings of instant coffee all at once? You know, and it's like, yeah, you get wired.
Yeah.
You feel super
That does
fucking
sound
wired.
good. I got a McDonald's McCafe on the way here. I know it's not a sponsor, so I hope you don't mind me saying
That's
it.
okay. We'll bleep it out.
Okay,
They should
great.
be,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
How is
A
it?
McBleep.
Real good. Real good. This is what I do during the strike. I get my coffee at McDonald's. I'm economizing.
That's smart.
That is.
Tastes
We're
just
all
the
we're all
same,
cutting
guys.
back.
Plus, you
I
know,
have something to
you're not
say.
some elite writer type, you know? No.
You keep
I'm
it
a man
real.
of the people.
Well, I have something to say in a bit about money-making schemes because my brain is going gangbusters. But yes, I am on Patreon. Patreon.com. What was that?
You want that to be the
Tony's,
new
Yeah.
the drop writers also on strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, try that again.
Yes, I am on Patreon.
I don't have any issues with an anus ride.
And nor do I. Yes, I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/Alison Rosen. All sorts of fun stuff. There's bonus episodes of The Friend Zone, my Patreon podcast. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. And you can submit carbohydrates. And if you subscribe for Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Annual subscription, you get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
So I have big news. It's for Patreon and beyond. My merch store, brand new merch store, is now live.
Ooh.
I
you
was
guys know.
checking it out on Instagram. I
Oh.
see that the Ramones parody logo is back.
Yes.
I love anything that parodies the Ramones logo.
Yes.
I'm automatically in for it. I'm gonna get myself a shirt. Cannot wait.
Runaway Hit. That was designed by ultra fan Rafael Castaneda. And if you turn your head in that direction, you can see the original silkscreen that made that shirt.
Beautiful.
He made that shirt. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. Can I please sell this? And now here we are 5 years later.
Just exploiting the hell out of it.
Well,
Hey, I'm all
I think
for
we're
it.
celebrating it.
You're giving
Yeah.
the people what they want.
Hey,
we're
you know
celebrating
what?
it.
And it's an iconic logo. Everybody loves it.
Oh, wait, were you suggesting we're exploiting the Ramones or exploiting Rafi?
Exploiting Rafi.
Yeah. Fuck the Ramones.
It's so punk to just say fuck the Ramones too, right?
Yeah.
So fuck
That's
them.
what everyone says. Yeah, they're those sellouts. Anyway, that's just one of the many things available in this. We've got mugs. The mugs turned out really well. We have mugs. We've got tank tops.
I
We've
love
got
the mugs,
cropped
actually.
hoodies. We've got a beanie. We've got a notebook. Notebook's a bit of a slow seller so far. People don't seem to demand
Who
a
takes
note.
notes anymore, though? Really?
I do.
Okay.
A notebook's kind of aspirational, I find.
Right.
It's what you
Maybe.
buy when you're like, time to get my life together.
My favorite
Yes.
is
The notebook will help.
my favorite is the field notes. Like,
Oh, yeah. Those
you
are...
get the fantasy of being out there and being like, oh, look at, there's something I gotta take a note about.
A deer.
I'm in the field. Yeah.
There's a deer.
Look at that deer. I'm going to write a
Sketch.
script about
Most
that
of the time
deer.
you're like at Vaughn's.
Yeah.
Everybody buys those with this this imagined finished product that's like Audubon's, notebooks with the sketched birds and color and and then it just ends up half
my
filled
my
in a
children
drawer.
will find them in a steamer trunk after I am gone.
Yes. When my life becomes steampunk, postmortem.
What
Postmortem
if they
steampunk.
find they're in the steamer trunk, but you fell in too? And it closed on you and it locked.
Right.
And that's
And your kids are also finding your body, and they thought you abandoned them, but
Right.
really you were in that trunk with those notebooks.
They'd
the
be
whole
so happy to
time.
find
Are you
the
now
notebook.
dead?
Huh?
You're now dead. in
Oh
this
yeah,
scenario,
they're
right?
finding your bones like
Okay.
35
Oh,
years later.
Yeah.
So really, the notebooks, it's like no. The lead is I found my father and mother's body,
The obvious concern.
but there were also some.
And then there's some
notebooks.
drawings of some deers
Someone
they saw
will
at
be like,
Vaughn's.
But
Wait,
also
did they
the
leave a
body
note?
decomposed
But
sort
the-
of onto the notebook.
Oh, God.
So they're
obvious-
not what you're picturing
That's-
because your child also found your
That's
body.
like when I find an old memento and I get excited and I open it and there's like a squished bug carcass inside. And I'm like, I don't
exactly
like
like that. That's the same as losing your father
Right.
and mother.
the obvious concern
know what
is
the bug
that
is.
Yeah, that's true for the baby bug out there who's like, where are they? And they're like, oh, maybe they wrote in this notebook, and they open it with their little bug hands.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Cry their little bug tears.
Aw.
And then get their little bug revenge.
What were you going to say, Daniel?
I was going to say the obvious concern as a father is that my decomposing body would ruin the notebook. So they should advertise when they sell the notebook that it is corpse decomposition proof.
Free.
Like it'll,
Oh, yes.
so that when you buy it, you know that your decomposing
Like
body
liquefying
won't.
skin
Yes.
will like
Roll
kind
off.
of
Because what's
roll
the
right
point of
off the
having
top.
it
Yeah.
with you if it goes
None. No
right.
point at
I
all.
I think mine have like soft matte touch or soft touch matte or something like that, which I feel like would not
But they need
collect.
to highlight that.
Also, it should say, be careful when you're tossing these in a steamer trunk.
Yes.
Like, don't stumble
Yes.
too. Like,
Sure.
Like a
be
little
very
note that
careful.
goes-
Maybe bring a friend when you put them in the steamer
Right.
trunk, because then if you fall in, as long as that person doesn't want you to die,
Right.
they're gonna
Careful when choosing your
alert
friend.
choose a friend who you don't also think might want to kill you, to put your decomposition proof notebook in the steamer
Yes.
trunk for your children.
So you can get all this stuff.
Complex.
Should they make steamer trunks with the little latch inside like they, do?
should. Oh,
in
like
That's
trunks.
smart. Out.
Yeah.
So many-
Yeah, or
so many
two
lives
headlights
would
that
have
you
been
can
saved.
kick your foot through
Yeah.
in the steamer trunk.
Yes.
A little portal
Wait, can you kick your? Oh no, that's if you're in the. Can you
in the
kick your,
trunk of the car, right? Isn't that one of the things, like you could kick out the taillights?
Really?
And well, I've heard that, but I don't think it's probably not
feel like
true.
maybe it's
Do you think
True.
anyone listening to us is trapped in a steamer trunk right now?
God.
And they're using their last little bit of phone battery.
to
Let
listen
us
to
know.
this instead of calling? They,
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, new
Tweet the
episode."
show.
If you're listening, you can call for help. Use the battery to
No,
call
tweet
for
the-
help.
Tweet
They
the
should
show.
get a free Patreon if they did that. If you're in a steamer trunk
about to die,
and you're using your last bit of battery for this, free Patreon
so you can
for
submit.
life.
You can submit a card. Oh,
But hey,
okay. Yeah,
picture
you're right.
Oh, sorry,
Sure, it
Allison.
didn't happen.
Jesus, this person's dying and using their last moment
You're
on
right.
Allison. And she's
Unbelievable.
still like, no, they just get a free car, but they don't get the free
No,
Patreon.
they get a free Patreon. I just wasn't the for life. Feels
There's
like
a level
stretch.
where they
Oh
can
my
text
God,
you too.
this person is also, though they don't make great decisions. So I feel like the life isn't going to be that
Okay,
long.
it's like like an
You know
actual.
what I mean? They're not calling 911 right
Okay,
now.
yeah.
If this
For
person
life,
doesn't die in the
for life.
They're gonna
trunk,
get 4 or 5
something else
years.
going to happen to
Oh yeah,
them.
they're
Yeah.
not.
They're going to fall in a manhole. A piano's going to hit them.
Yeah, and then they'll
Something.
use it to be like, oh, there's a new episode of The Daily. Once they're in the manhole down there.
If I gave someone Patreon for life / 4 to 5 years, and then they use their last battery on the daily, that would be a real.
That'd
kick
be
in the-
really
kick in the
insulting.
I guess
pants.
they thought they were trying. They already have yours, so
I
they're
guess.
like, "What can I get this time?"
Right.
Michael Barbaro will like leave my answering machine message.
And like this podcast is fun. Daily, the Daily's kind of like, it's kind of health food, so that maybe they feel like
suddenly they care about their health.
or their brain health, I guess.
This is a nutritious brain health podcast.
No, I'm just saying that's how it's perceived.
You're right. This is a marketing. It's a branding problem.
Exactly.
Anyway, if you would like to check out my merch, please do. And you can get to it. Go to AlisonRosen.com and then there's a banner, my news banner at the top, and it says new merch store or something like that. Check it out, and you can click there. And and I've also been posting about it, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. All right, you've already heard everyone's voices, but let's officially welcome them. Jordan Morris, hello, welcome back.
Hi, great
Wonderful
to be here.
to see you. Wendy Molyneux, hello, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Hi. And Tony, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right. My back is killing me, if I'm going to be honest.
Please be honest.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
hold back.
Yeah.
What happened?
Don't hold back.
Well, you're gonna have to because
Yeah.
it's hurting, and you'll have to hold it. Am I explaining this too much?
Any idea what happened to your back?
I think it's as simple as I've been working all day, and I think I get a little too bunched up when I sit and work and type. Yeah. That's all very exciting stuff.
Have you thought
It
about
is really
switching
exciting.
chairs?
Yeah.
Have you thought about switching chairs?
Let's all switch chairs. Right? Should we switch chairs right now?
Yes,
Just for fun?
everyone switch to the left. Should we do musical chairs? Would a podcast version of musical chairs be fun to listen to?
Oh, like when the podcast, everyone will just stop talking, and then
Just the music.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then someone gets kicked out.
You know,
And then you switch
no, I don't
microphones.
think it would. I don't think it would be.
It could be if you had like two really like you have Dice Clay and you have someone else no one is
Rob
like,
Schneider?
wants to hear from. Yeah. So you're hoping
Oh,
they
right.
get out.
Oh,
But then
okay.
whoever like the four that remain, then they do like an hour. So if you get stuck with Dice Clay and Schneider, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck me.
Oh.
Well, Kevin Sorbo won, so I guess we're gonna have to
Yep.
hear what this guy thinks.
We have former First Lady Laura Bush and the Noid. So here we go. Strap in. This is going to be a 90-minute
The
one.
Noid has some bad takes.
Yeah.
Noid
What
is
is
like
it?
he had to move to Arizona because apparently in California you can't say anything anymore.
Oh
Right.
God!
Yeah,
I was having a
can't say a
conversation.
word.
I was having a conversation with a woman the other day.
Ugh, I already don't like it. I don't like it when they
like-
talk.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Was
I
she
don't like
trying
it
to-
when they
was she
open their
trying-
yappers.
Was she trying to ruin pizzas?
Wait,
Yeah, why
I don't
no
know.
that's what they're
female
Noid.
noise?
They're
Why
Noid.
no female
Oh,
noid?
thank you.
That's a topic for after. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I just want my daughter to see a Noid that looks like her. I don't have a daughter.
Representation matters.
Yes, thank you. I
And-
want her to be able to avoid something that reminds. Anyway,
But at the end, she said, she mentioned Big Brother.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, don't get me started." And I was like, "I'm trying not to."
yeah.
And then she's like, "I would leave California, but the thing is, I just don't know where I'd go."
Oh boy.
And I thought,
boy.
that means that she's like very conservative, right?
you
Is
were
there
talking
any way-
about Big Brother, the
Where did you meet this?
concept, the
It was a woman I was talking to about a potential puppy.
okay,
Oh, sure, yeah.
yeah.
Anyone that does like dog breeding or like is real into cars. I don't know. I'm
Do you
sorry to
think
your
it-
listeners
do you think
that is like
enthus-
there's literally someone petting like a dog they just had like
Yeah.
in their car right now being like, fuck you, Wendy. But you know what I mean? Like we had this with, there was a guy we knew who was really into cars, and then one day he showed up wearing a gun shirt, and I was like, I knew it.
So
I don't know.
Do you think it's like hobbyists and enthusiasts in general
I don't know.
skew right wing?
No, I don't know. I got myself into a real corner
Yeah,
here,
wow.
guys. I really did. Maybe, never have me naturally have me on again. I think I would leave California if I could because of what I've just said.
I don't think it's naturally hobbyist enthusiasts,
No.
but certain hobbies,
you're a
certain
hobbyist-
enthusiasms.
If you're a hobbyist / enthusiast and you don't want Trump reelected, let us know.
Oh boy.
it's certain hobbies,
I know what you
right?
mean.
I mean,
I know what
the
you mean,
car
though.
to
There's a
gun
certain-
pipeline is
Yeah.
a little
Cars
bit
and guns.
right.
Yeah.
like it's a very manly. Like I'm very into cars, and then like guns are a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Sure.
I think maybe I just mean people who live like way out and like breed a lot of animals.
Right,
That
yes.
you might be getting into some
Yeah.
sort of like leave me alone.
Why do you have so
Big
much land? Are you
Brother,
preparing for something?
etc.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
all I
Think
was
is
trying to say.
gonna
I'm not
happen.
saying people who are very into like all animals. There's like, yes, no, the person who owns the gentle barn is probably not MAGA. I just mean like there's sometimes these little cross like like hints. They're out in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They got a lot of different animals.
Yeah.
They don't want anyone on their property.
When you find out about it, you note it in your Alison Rosen notebook.
Oh yeah, and your field notes.
But I know what I think. Here's what I think it is. I think like animal enthusiast, like I'm super into animals, could mean I'm super into wellness. I'm super into crystals. I don't want the vaccine. Like, you can go there. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but you could see a little imaginary path that you could take.
Yeah.
I think nowadays you think of people going down a rabbit hole towards one thing, and then another little hole opens up at the bottom of that rabbit hole, and they go down into the next one. Like, it does. There is a little, but I'm an enthusiast of things, so I don't
What's your main thing?
Noid.
I want to get to the Noid. I feel uncomfortable with people out there thinking, oh, they're not going to adopt a dog. They're just going to go to a breeder. So I just want to be clear that our kids don't even know about this. We're looking at maybe getting another dog like around fall or the end of the year. And we are looking at shelters and rescues. And also we love Cavalier King Charles. So we're also looking at those. So we have not ruled anything out. At the same time, we do have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. Oftentimes there's rescues they're very strict.
Also, get off our back.
No one's even on our back. I'm on my own back.
Now you're worried about Big Brother.
I am kind of MAGA now.
You know what don't bother you about not adopting?
In a steam trunk?
Other states.
That's right.
In where you can climb in a steamer trunk if you want to.
Right.
You can do whatever you want to in that trunk.
Well, since I can say what her Big Brother thing was.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't want Big Brother telling you have to spay and neuter your animals.
Okay, see? I'm kind of right about this because that does feel a bit. We're going down the MAGA hole.
Yeah,
there.
quite. I mean,
And what is a
quite
vaccine but a neutering of the human spirit?
Yeah.
yes.
It's true.
All right, let's talk Noid.
All right. What about it? What do you want to know? They brought it. It was
I didn't know
gone
he was
for a
still
while
alive.
because a guy who I think his last name was Noid did a murder.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, for
So they
real?
took away the Noid for a while.
You should have
Absolutely,
avoided the Noid in that case, right?
Daniel, we were all thinking it, but someone died.
I mean,
how
I'm
dare
sure
you?
nobody tweeted
Why
that.
did they stop the Noid? So I think what I know is that this guy's last name maybe was Noid.
Oh, wow.
And he did some murders because he was mad about the Noid.
No, he didn't.
Wait,
I'm not kidding.
I think you're right. I feel like I've
Like,
heard this.
like this was
My
one of those
internet's
things where
really slow right now. I'm
So
having
we
trouble
created-
getting it
It's always slow for
we
me.
created
Okay.
a killer by saying avoid the Noid. He's like, well, then you are going to avoid.
Yeah,
the-
I'll avoid. You'll
I
avoid
find-
me in heaven.
I don't know if you have Wi-Fi enabled right now. If you
So
turn
you think
Wi-Fi
murderers
off
go to heaven?
in this studio, actually, it'll be faster.
Oh wait, they did claim that that's not why they discontinued it. That it was a.
Of course, they're going to.
we liked the murders. We were
Oh, so
glad
this
that
was
they
back in the
happened.
His
day.
name
This
was
wasn't
Kenneth Lamar Noid.
Wait. This was a long time ago, or he's been holding on to this for 35
He
years?
has passed.
I see.
He has passed.
R.I.P.
So-
Yeah, 1989. It looks like.
Oh, that's recent.
Guys, my
With
brother.
Fear when you're old.
My brother was a
Murdered?
victim of the Grimace Strangler.
Did you know that?
He's supposed to be a taste bud. Yes.
No, what?
Wait,
Grimace
Grimace
is
is
the taste.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
that's so
Apparently, that's what
gross.
Grimace is.
Oh my
He's a
God.
taste
That's
bud.
so
Isn't that
gross.
Oh yeah, I
fucked
heard
up?
that recently.
That
for
is,
this, yeah.
that's straight up fucked up.
It's just gross.
He's a giant.
I want
Like-
an interview with whoever came up with that.
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
Like the fact that taste buds are things that you can see on your tongue,
Right.
I'm uncomfortable with that already, let alone Grimace being one.
Grimace
don't
is
wanna
in your
think about
mouth
it too
all the time. Your
Yeah,
mouth
that's
is full of Grimace.
Hundreds of grimaces on
Yeah.
your tongue, just hanging out.
thousands.
So I thought Grimace had like gone the way of the Noid, but
Oh, he's back.
Oh no,
right
Grimace
now
is back.
they're
the
celebrating
Noid
his birthday.
is back.
Yeah, the
too.
Noid came back briefly. And he killed a
2021.
bunch of people.
The Noid, yes. I do have a bedside Noid. I can send you a picture for your followers. I have a little
Yeah.
bedside
Oh
Noid.
my gosh.
I do love the Noid.
Is he plush?
No. He's like a Pop Funko type style.
Oh, cool.
But I don't think he's an actual Funko Pop. I can't remember.
And
My friend Drew got him for me because he knows I love the Noid.
he's from Wiener Schnitzel.
No.
Oh, Domino's.
What?
He's avoiding pizza.
What?
You think it annoys after hot dog? What the fuck?
He messes up pizzas.
doesn't mess
Why
up
would
hot
it be
dogs.
Wiener Schnitzel?
Jesus Christ,
Well,
Alison.
I know.
And when could he mess the hot dogs up? At Wiener Schnitzel, you go to the counter, you get the hot dog, you sit down. The pizza has to travel from the pizza place to your house. That's when
He like
the Noid
intercepts
strikes.
the delivery guy.
Think these things
Yeah.
through, honey.
He strikes when the pizza's being delivered.
I didn't even.
I feel like this is the closest I've ever been to storming off the Because I mean, he's my man, and you're.
Wait, are you more upset by this than my enthusiasm for card shuffling?
Oh, God.
I had a
Look
little
what you
Noid.
walked
I had a
into.
little Noid
Oh,
action
no.
figure.
You do?
I think it's in this.
If
box
he's missing
somewhere.
after this, it wasn't me. Wasn't me.
I don't know
Didn't
where
do
it is.
it. Wasn't me.
Okay.
Please send me a picture.
I was
I don't know.
unfamiliar. Did you know that Daniel also collected Smurfs when he was young?
That's cute.
Yes, I
love
did.
What was your
that.
prize?
I did
still have
too.
them?
I
was
had a
your-
bunch too.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Say
What were
thank
both
you.
of your prize Smurfs?
Smurf clan?
Yeah, good question,
Daniel
Jordan.
did a shaka bra when he said that.
What was the question?
What was both of you? What was your prize Smurf?
Well, I had a baseball Smurf where the bat was a pen.
Cool.
So it was but
that wasn't an actual Smurf.
Well, it
There is no
wasn't.
baseball Smurf, right?
well, there's a Smurf. Smurfs play baseball.
No, but I'm saying it's not like Hefty Smurf. There wasn't baseball
Slugger
Smurf.
Smurf.
Oh
The
no,
way you
I don't
said
know.
it made it sound like it was.
Right.
Oh, I had baseball Smurf, but no, you had
no.
a
It
Smurf
was like
styled as if it were enthusiastic about baseball.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what my favorite would have been. They were all so good.
I remember one with a guitar. That
There
was
was
the one I
definitely-
was into. And
yeah.
at my apartment currently, I have the one holding a jack-o'-lantern. So I break it out in October.
Oh my god! I had one where he
Wow.
had bunny ears. He had like a Easter bunny costume on.
Like the Noid.
He's not a fucking bunny, Alan.
Wait, but
Well, he had
thought he
ears
was,
though.
though.
Didn't
What
the
is he?
Noid
He's
have
not a
red?
bunny. He's a
Is it just like,
Noid.
isn't that
taste
just his
bud.
hat?
He has a hat.
Well,
yeah.
he does have two long,
the Noid is an
sort of
appendix.
dildo-like ears that dangle.
Yeah.
But
Do you think there's any appendage underneath those, or is it just an eccentric?
Like
yeah,
a rave
he has a
hat.
long wiggle ear. Sure, two long wiggle ears and then the hat goes on over them.
Like, what is the anatomy of the Noid? You know, is it like
Smooth
an alien?
down there. Smooth down there.
Does he have an itty bitty waist?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He
Thick
eats a
through
lot
the
of
middle,
pizza.
but he's not not hourglass. No,
So I was I'm sorry. I was unfamiliar with Noid lore.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that he messes with your pizza when
Yeah.
it's en route.
He hates pizza.
yeah, he will mess with your pizza
Why
and mess
haven't-
it up.
Why haven't they made a Noid movie? I mean, this is some IP right here.
God,
Yeah, and
I'm
great
leaving
question.
again. This time, not a storm off, just to go get started.
There's
When
probably
the strike is over, I want to emerge with a Noid movie.
there's probably like it's probably complicated legally, but I mean, can we create a fast foodiverse where the Noid meets the Hamburglar? They team up for a heist. It's
Little
Ocean's
Caesar.
11.
Well,
Little Caesar.
the new thing is doing movies that are just like this is about a product,
Like
Yeah, like
Tetris,
the
Flamin'
Yeah.
Hot,
Flamin' Hot, yeah.
Air, and all of them. Like, I mean, Tetris and Air were both pretty good movies, but at the end, you're like, oh wait, this was just about a company making a bunch of money.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's a strange feeling at the end.
I remember before I went to college, my neighbor knew he had gone to film school, and this is back in Tucson, and he knew some people who'd come out to Hollywood and were pitching movies and stuff. And the big joke that he would tell is how he went into someone's office and as a joke he pitched Barbie the movie, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, can you imagine?"
Right.
Wow.
And here we are, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Tony,
Yeah.
guess who didn't turn on the timer?
Daniel.
Yeah, he did. But also someone else. It's me. Where are we? What time are we at?
23:15.
Okay. What was Wiener Schnitzel's thing though? Didn't they have
Nothing.
something too?
They have
Nothing?
a anthropomorphic hot dog who is scared because he's going to get eaten. So he has like a constant terrified look on his face. He's pretty cute. He's a pretty like winning mascot, I think. A little on the nose, a little on the wiener. But I think he's pretty good as far as fast food mascots
And
go.
you guys are familiar with the Noid's MO and such from commercials?
I'm familiar with it because he had a Nintendo game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What was that called?
I think it was just called Avoid the Noid. But yeah.
What do
where-
you play? Like a pizza?
No, you are the Noid, and you have to like destroy pizza.
Destroy pizza.
Does he have like an existential moment where he's like, "How do I avoid myself?"
Oh yeah, sure. That's
yeah,
why he gets so wrapped up in his work. That's why he gets so obsessed
There you
with
go.
destroying
Like a
pizzas. He's
Joker.
just avoiding
Right.
himself.
Yeah.
I think the
Those quiet
idea
moments.
was that Domino's helps you avoid the Noid. Like
Yes,
Domino's
that's right.
will deliver
Avoid the
pizza.
Noid. You get so Noid is in a way not Domino's guy.
Oh,
They're
he's the
against
other.
the Noid.
and they're good at avoiding him.
Yeah, because
They
they
train
can
their
deliver
drivers.
those pizzas quick.
Yeah.
They got probably that little table in there to keep
Yeah,
the box
the
from
little
smushing
table.
down.
Yes. You don't
Yeah,
s-
one of my kids, when the pizza box is open, he goes, I got it, and like takes the little table. And then he does like a little scenario. He puts it by his plate and he does like a little.
Oh,
Now, does he know that
tutorial.
he's the only one who wants it?
No, he doesn't. And that's what makes it extra
Like,
good.
oh man, you got it again.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
See, in my house, if one of them went for that, then the other one would want it because of the other one going for it.
Sure. Yeah, for no one else seems to care about this little table except Matthew. He
good.
wants that little table.
Do y'all do Domino's? Is that the delivery
Rarely.
pizza
No.
you get?
We haven't really found our pizza place.
Yeah, we have. There's a couple places out here that are
Okay.
okay. Dino's is good.
There's a Dino's and a Reno's.
My favorite Burbank pizza joint, if I may give a shout out to
Please.
them, Central Park Pizza.
Do we even know
Where's
that?
that?
It is also a batting cage and fun time for your children, but they do deliver. And I didn't know they were a batting cage until one time we were like, hey, let's go to the place where we get pizza from all the time. And then when we went there were batting cages, which was like a real bonus. And we did
Yeah.
batting cages.
That's
Are
fun.
they like mostly batting cages and also they have pizza?
It is. It's like a big batting cage place,
I
but the
think I've
pizza is
seen that
really
place.
good, actually. So
This is-
I give them a little
Wow.
shout out for the Burbank denizens
That's
who
like-
want to get a new pizza place.
That's
Central
like
Park
the
Pizza.
ultimate food blog tip. Like, imagine that headline on like Eater or something. Like, LA's best pizza is inside a batting cage.
I know.
Like, there's
actually-
always that. Like, this gas station has the world's greatest breakfast burrito.
I-
like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
do
would
some food blog.
be remiss if I didn't mention there is great pizza. That guy Weird Doze,
Oh yeah.
who
What's
Duh.
that?
so he's this guy Papa Vin who started making pizzas during the pandemic.
Vin Diesel.
Yes, Vin Diesel, and he would set up shop in like a Firestone tire place, and he'd hang like a red light, and you just have to text him your order, and you'd go and get it. But like the best
buying
pizza
drugs.
ever, and now he's set up a shop, I think, on Ventura.
Oh.
So
It's like for us to place our first order, didn't we have to know someone?
yeah, it was like it started out. Well, you know,
yeah,
there were a lot of
that's-
people
yeah.
that, during the
But
pandemic.
by the
who
way,
would-
we are not. When I see people posting that they're going to like pop up restaurants and all this stuff, I'm like, how do you get into that world? Because we're not part of that. We just happen to be friends with people who knew about
we
weirdos.
don't know anybody.
No.
It all seems to kind of happen on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Like it seems to be disseminated through Instagram.
Yes.
There's one that I have not been to, but I enjoy like checking out the pics of. I don't know if they're still around, but it's this kind of like hot rockabilly woman who makes a breakfast sandwich and lowers it to you in a bucket from her window.
Oh my god.
I love this so much.
Yeah, I think she's gotten a truck or some sort of brick and mortar thing.
So
But
she has
it's
people
like,
coming to her house.
you stand under her window and she
lowers your
Venmo
sandwich
her
to you.
or whatever, and she lowers a bucket with a breakfast sandwich.
That's
done it?
amazing.
No, I want to. It looks really fun. I don't know if she still does it.
Where? What part of town?
It's just like by the. This is like on Hillhurst by like the Dresden,
Okay, sure.
That makes sense.
where you think that would happen.
Right.
Some
Yeah. That's
L.A.
perfect.
neighborhood micro
Where you
commentary
can't
going
fucking
on.
park.
But yes,
Right.
exactly.
right.
Get
so
your sandwich. You
Right.
can't park.
Yeah, you got to turn on your.
It'd be
hazards.
amazing if she lowered it into like the sunroof part of your car. You just like
Oh.
or just could
That'd
toss
be-
it off,
Right.
off the window.
like
Yeah,
that's
sure.
truly a drive through. Like Wendy, you went to. I saw. Did you go to? Is it called Meow Wolf?
Mother
Oh.
Wolf.
Mother Wolf.
Yeah.
Is that a pop up or is that a
It's
regular
not
restaurant?
a pub. It is
Okay.
a very large regular restaurant, but I think how they got their buzz going is they only open the reservation 1 week ahead. So if you're going like next Monday with friends, you needed to be on there Monday morning, 9 a.m. or stay up till midnight on Sunday.
And it books up
Get into-
fast.
I think it does. Although we went on a weeknight and that was a lot easier to get. We got like 8:30 on a weeknight and that was fine.
Was it really good?
I had a mixed review that I thought the appetizers and the starters were really good. The drinks were really good. And then what we got like for the dinner part, I was kind of like, fine.
Yeah.
But still like fun to go.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm no food critic or foodie. So everything I say should be taken with I mean, I like,
I'm going to edit it out of the episode, actually. I'm going to edit it out of the episode.
Yeah,
completely.
you should, honestly.
What's special about this place?
It's an Italian food place. It's good. The room is really pretty. So if you want to go out and feel fancy and like not bring your kids somewhere and have a nice evening, then highly recommend. Like it's kind of romantic.
You had me at
it's,
not
like,
bring
nice.
the kids anywhere.
Oh man, I love to go out to dinner without the kids. This is my whole life. I love it. Once or twice a week, I gotta go.
And then you also, speaking of not being a foodie, but I think that you are selling yourself short because you had a chocolate fountain.
You guys, because we found out that you can buy a chocolate fountain for $40. Now, in my mind, a chocolate fountain is so elegant and refined.
It's only for weddings. So weddings only.
It simply must cost $1,250.
Yeah.
Incorrect. You can get the Wilton Chocolate Pro for $44.95.
What?
$44.95. Now, you do need to purchase then 4 pounds of meltable chocolate.
That's what I was going to ask.
But here's the thing.
that
If you
can't be
don't
that
use it
expensive,
all, right? First of all, you own this thing for life. This isn't a lease. This isn't a rental.
I thought maybe you
now
rented
own
it,
You
yeah.
are just, I mean, you're basically a
leveled
fucking
up.
queen. Like I'm
Yeah.
Meghan Markle. And what you don't use, so you have, everyone has their whatevers. And then when you're done, you then just get a bunch of extra stuff, dip it in, freeze or fridge that stuff. You're living like a fucking king for the next week with chocolate dipped pretzels, chocolate dipped strawberries, chocolate dipped bananas, chocolate dipped marshmallows, whatever you want.
Can you do it with cheese?
Dip cheese?
Like, can you put cheese in the fountain?
No. Oh, Jordan, no. Please don't put cheese in your chocolate pro.
Really? I feel like you should be able to.
I know, it's all
No,
fun.
but
That's
you
a
would-
pot.
But isn't this just a
Well, they have the
fun
nacho cheese.
presentation?
They have
But
the
I've
nacho cheese fountains.
I'm sure they have cheese fountains, but please, it's called a chocolate pro.
Yeah, you don't want to
Chocolate
mix
pro.
monsters.
I'm not mad at you, Jordan. Not like I was mad at Allison about the
No.
noise.
You just
It's
don't want me
I'm
to
worried
ruin
that you're
the-
going to get your chocolate pro and instantly ruin it by throwing
gonna
chunks
be out
of
$40.
cheese in it. And you have to mix a little oil in with the chocolate, like some vegetable oil,
Okay.
because to get the right consistency for the chocolate fountain. But yes, everyone can be just as elegant and refined as we are now for $44.95.
I feel like if you go to the comments, someone's going to talk about cheese.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean that was my initial thought. It's like, how can I use this for cheese?
Well, I like
but-
cheese better than I like chocolate.
Sure.
So I fucking wish, Jordan.
Is there a cheese
But-
pro?
I don't know. This is a great question. If the Wilton Company contact us, please.
Yes. Let us know.
Can you
Tony,
put out a call to
will
the Wilton
you-
Company?
I can. Will you look up the Wilton Chocolate Pro? Okay, so I must tell you guys about the flights of fancy I've had recently in terms of money-making schemes. And this sounds like a harebrained scheme. Like, Wendy, you've known me long enough to know about my dream of perfume in, what was it? I feel like I've had this since college. Perfume in a cell phone called like Connection with Exes.
I mean, if I did, I blocked it out.
Maybe not college because we didn't have cell phones in college actually. So no, it was
we had
after.
answering machines and regular phones.
Yes, we did. And you would do like a really clever outgoing voicemail incorporating, I did at least, incorporating music and skits and whatnot.
Wow.
That would be a good money-making scheme, is to sell outgoing voice messages.
I guess. Wait, you didn't? You just said like, hey, it's Wendy, I can't get your call.
Yeah, I don't remember doing
pretty
anything
good.
flashy. But you see, you were podcasting even then, Alison. Even then.
I really was.
The original
infancy,
podcast.
In her
Oh my
infancy.
God. Okay, so anyway, I think I must be worried about money given the downturn of the whole industry because I was looking on Instagram and I saw an ad for a clinical trial where you can make up to $9,400.
Oh my god.
And I was like, this seems like not the dumbest thing to, no offense to people who have done clinical trials. This seems like why would I not do this? They want healthy individual. I don't even know if I would pass right now, but they want healthy individuals. And here's the rub: you have to stay there for 17 days, 16 nights. Now, again, with kids,
I'm there.
I know.
I'm worried about you guys a lot right now.
I couldn't leave Daniel, and also like I don't know that I want to be a guinea pig. And I feel like
what's
it has
happening
Right, this
to
is
you?
what I'm saying. Like, you're just acting like it's just going to a hotel. They're going to put a drug in you.
I know, and it has to do with psoriasis, and I don't have that.
I have that.
You do?
But yeah, maybe I'll go.
You should do it.
But here's what I'm saying: 16 nights in, by the way, you sleep in a hospital bed. Right. It's like in a hospital. I think it would be unpleasant. But $9,400 is like not nothing.
No, I've known people who have done those. And I think maybe something that's appealing about it is that like the money, but also the feeling of like just by existing there, you're working. So there's not that feeling of like, I should check emails. Yes. Maybe I should do a social media post. You're like, I'm at my job. And it's being here with this IV in my arm, you know? And then it could be just a total brain shut off.
Yeah.
Was it called Dr. Frankenstein's Psoriasis Lab?
Yeah, you have to be comfortable with electricity.
And every time you open the page to look at it again, there would be like a thunderclap.
Yes.
And like a whale. You shouldn't.
How do you feel about fire? Would you say that it's bad?
Bad.
Is fire bad?
Wait, was a whale part of Frankenstein?
I don't know. I'm just mean like you open the thing and go,
whale.
Like
I thought you meant like a W-H-A-L.
I think the director of the original movie was James Whale, so that's a fun.
Oh, that's something.
You know, I read Frankenstein, the book.
Yes.
Right. Oh, look at me, I read.
The book was better. I would never read it. I would never watch the movie because I love books. I want to kiss books.
It's actually a commentary. Man is the monster. Yeah. Anyway, what else?
That's exactly what you sound like when you said you read the book. That's exactly what you sounded like.
I just remember it being a really good book. That's all I was going to say.
That's good.
And I recommend it. I don't like horror, but I recommend it. I didn't even find it
you know,
scary.
the real monster in Dr. Frankenstein is Dr. Frankenstein.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That's not what that's about. You're wrong. It's the monster.
Well, I've never read the book, okay? I've just...
It was written by a woman. Now they're having conversations.
Oh, is it?
And they're writing books.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Alison, I also read the book.
You did? It was good, right?
Have you seen the movie about the writing of the book?
No. Wait, that one that weird movie that you and I have both seen that's not really
Mary
about
Shelley?
that? Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. No, what's that movie that we saw about? It's like the guy who wrote Dracula, and I think Mary Shelley was there, and something, and they have a contest, and it's like they're all in a cabin in, you know, I don't know, England or Scotland or Ireland or something, and they have a contest. I know you've seen this. It's like who can write this. They all have a contest to see who can write a horror movie over the course of a summer. I mean, who can write a horror novel? No one knows what I'm talking about.
I think that's the actual like origin of the book.
Yes, there's a movie about it.
Yeah, it's called Mary Shelley.
No, it's not. Mary Shelley
It's
with
called
Elle
Book
Fanning.
Yes.
Yes, I saw that actually,
Yes.
and that I saw half of it on the plane and the rest of it with you. That was good, but no, it's like from the 80s and it is cheesy. I think Gary Oldman might be in it.
Is it gothic?
Yes.
I've never seen that.
What? Who are you? Can you read to us about Gothic and then please fill us in on fountains?
It's British, so maybe that's what's throwing you off. Fictionalized retelling of Shelley's visit to Lord Byron in Lake Geneva, blah, 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 concerns their competition to write a horror story, which ultimately led to Mary Shelley writing Frankenstein and John Polidori, however you say that.
He wrote Dracula, right?
Writing The Vampire, or The Vampire.
Bram Stoker wrote Dracula.
Yeah.
Well,
Same event has also been portrayed in the film Mary Shelley.
And who's in that movie? Is Gary Oldman in it?
No, Gabriel Byrne.
Same thing.
Julian
Byrne.
Sands,
Sounds
Natasha
about right.
Richardson.
The original
Timothy
Gary
Spall.
Oldman.
Yeah.
All right. And did you happen to find this fountain? And does anyone ask about cheese?
There are conflicting reports.
Oh.
The customer
Dun, dun,
Q&As say some people can use this with cheese. I wouldn't recommend using it for cheese. And then a few later,
Is that
worked
Wendy?
as a queso cheese fountain. Love it. Can't wait to try cheese. So people are saying they've done it. And also, when you search that product, lots of other similar
R.I.P. to
fountains
these
come up.
fools. I'm sure they burned down their house as soon as
The
the
problem,
cheese touched
I
the
think,
fountain.
would be
You don't
going
want
back
cheesy
and
chocolate
forth.
is the
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Cleaning's
right.
probably an issue, right?
Yeah,
Like-
well, because the chocolate, you know, it hardens and then you can but the cheese would congeal. That's a different system.
Yeah.
That's a different
But
scenario.
there are 3 other fountains that come up right away that are chocolate, but also list cheese in the description.
Oh,
but the
well,
one you
I
have does
must
not.
I kind of fucked up then. I should have gotten the cheese and chocolate
No,
fountain.
I think you did.
I think you got to have separate Exactly.
Can we price
like,
these, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much for a cheese and chocolate?
Ranging
get
from
ripped off?
anywhere. One is cheaper. One is $39.95, and the most
you got
expensive
ripped
one
off.
is $77.99.
How many stars are we talking?
4.5.
Oh.
And that's what the 4.5 is the most expensive one. Over 5,000 reviews.
And that does cheese and chocolate?
That's what it.
No,
That's
I
what it
feel
claims.
Like a goddamn fool.
No, you had your fun.
Yeah, well, we're keeping it. I mean, we're gonna bust it out for every birthday party.
I don't know. Why
yeah.
does this grosses me out for some reason? It says perfect for nacho cheese barbecue sauce.
Ugh.
I don't want a barbecue sauce.
I guess you could put like a
It's already
rib or a
liquid.
wing.
What are you doing? Right?
Right. You don't need your barbecue sauce warmed up or anything.
And-
I mean, it's
like
kind of good
oozing.
warm, but
But
you don't
you
need
wouldn't-
it in a fountain.
But you don't need it to be kinetic.
and what
like,
are you
it
dipping
just-
in there? A whole rib?
I
I
like
guess
the
like
idea.
like an unsauced rib or an
An
unsauced
unsauced-
wing. Like that's
That's
gross.
too much. Too much
in its own
barbecue
way.
sauce.
The chocolate fountain, you could do ice cream cones and then dip chocolate in the ice cream
That
cone.
would be good.
Yeah, because the chocolate only comes out warm. It's pretty safe for kids. At first we were like, oh no, stand back. And then
Right,
we were just like letting them get in there and they're rambunctious, my children. And they did fine because it's not piping hot. It's warm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't do the clinical trial.
You don't have psoriasis. They're not
when's
going to
it-
let you.
yeah.
No, they said healthy individuals. It has to do with. I think maybe they're testing a psoriasis drug on healthy individuals. I don't know.
Do they give you psoriasis and then they try to cure it?
I don't know. I'm sort of confused about all of it, and it kind of freaks me out. But $9,400?
Do you
good money.
Do you think about what you would be doing when you were just like lounging in the hospital bed? Is it like there's
I'd
a
be
show
like-
I'm gonna watch? There's
I would
like
love,
Oh my
I would
God.
love the bed part.
my
so
God.
much.
It's a hospital bed, though. They're not that comfortable.
Honestly,
Here,
I don't
put me
care.
anywhere.
Oh, and also
alone.
you can't bring in any like outside food or drinks, and you can't have visitors or anything.
That's
just-
fine. I don't want any.
When you're in a
I wanna be
hospital,
alone.
here's the secret about being in a hospital. You don't have to go to the bathroom. You can just have the nurse come and then
Bring you a bedpan?
They'll make you go to the bathroom right there in the bed. It's brilliant.
Wait, what are you talking
Wait,
about?
why?
they'll like rub your glands.
Yeah, they'll
until
do
expel
whatever.
them.
I want to go to the bathroom.
That's a perk.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, I don't.
don't
I know
wanna
what you're
go in the
thinking.
bed.
You don't want to go to the bathroom.
You've never known
What I
true
was
luxury
thinking.
until you've had a
Yeah, if you're at a
professional.
Ritz-Carlton or a hospital, those are
Right.
the two places where
I'm
you
just
never have to go to the
saying.
bathroom.
I'm just saying. You can just buzz the nurse in. They'll do whatever.
Just go
What are you
number
saying?
2.
Like, I need to go to the bathroom and I don't want to get up?
Yeah, you're like I
do what
don't
do
want to
you
go
do?
to. I don't want to go in there.
They would. This is when they need an Alison Rosen's New Best Friend notebook to mark down
There you
like
go.
day 8 refuses to use the bathroom. Speaking of, you mentioned rubbing your glands or whatever.
Yes, I did, as I often
Casually
do.
mentioned
Since I
rubbing your
was
hands.
talking to a dog enthusiast, and by that I mean a dog breeder, she was talking about various things, and like this was a natural breeding, which means the dogs got together, hit it off.
Right.
There was a connection.
chemistry,
It was a
there's
love
connection.
marriage.
Yes.
It was a love marriage.
Exactly.
Right.
But then it made me think
beautiful.
about all the times that it's an unnatural. They probably don't call it that, but they'll use frozen sperm. And
Sure.
how are they getting the sperm out of the dog?
I think somebody probably just jacks the dog
they
off,
do. They
right?
jack the
like
dog off.
For real?
Yeah, but you put on little dog jacker gloves, and you have a little receptacle. and
Yeah, it
you
is
just-
interesting. Whose day job is that? Yeah, and do they like it after a while?
Because there are specific after a while.
I'm
you
just
think it-
saying, like maybe somebody starts and they're like, "Oh, this is terrible. This is what my life has become." I go in and I jack dogs off,
Yeah.
but then after a few days, they're like,
Well, I remember-
"Maybe I like jacking dogs off now."
When I
The
worked
same way you
at
learn to accept
Nordstrom.
anything.
Oh,
I
like
didn't like
blowjobs.
it. Sure.
Okay,
When I worked at Nordstrom, I didn't like it at first, but
Okay.
I got to a point where like folding clothes was very soothing. It was just this like repetitive task where I'm like, oh, I can kind of just like zone out, fold these clothes, enjoy the music. I mean, maybe that's what jacking off a dog is like. It's just this repetitive
Sure.
task.
Yeah.
You know.
I milked a cow once. I didn't enjoy
do
it.
you
but
know that's different? That wasn't jacking off.
I do, yes.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, to me, it's
You've
probably similar.
rubbed
I don't
an
know.
animal gland till a liquid came out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
I've tugged.
yeah.
I think this conversation is probably making people uncomfortable.
Well, you know what?
Let's get back to the Noid shit.
You have to, to grow. In order to grow, you need to be uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Well,
It's
I
true.
didn't.
It's true.
I'm
Thank
saying
you.
I didn't
Thank
Google
you.
it though.
Yes.
And I could have. And I didn't because I felt like I don't know where that's going to take me.
Yeah, don't.
Just Google jack off dog, please.
Woman jacking off a dog.
Woman jack off dog, question mark.
All I'm getting is ads for chocolate fountains. Algorithm's
Like,
weird.
I feel like it'd be really like
Oh no, she's making a motion. For the people at home, she's making
just rubbing your
like
fingers
normally
together.
what you do of like I'm playing a tiny
Yeah,
violin.
it wouldn't-
She's doing that as if you're
That's
jacking.
how you would
that's
jack
how
the
she thinks
dog
you
off.
jack a
It
dog off.
wouldn't be the like, like that one, you know?
Wait, that one your hand wasn't even closed. If that's how you're jacking off, I gotta. Let's talk after the
You guys
show.
see how lucky I am,
A
guys?
fully open hand and just flapping it around. That's just hitting something.
Is that why I've never been able to successfully
Yes,
jack off a
that
dog?
is why. Because you got a fully open palm, waving like
Excuse
one of
me.
those two.
You know
guys.
what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
got it.
I know what
Yeah.
you meant,
Yeah.
but it was just funny because
Right.
it did not close. anything.
I wonder if
So put cheese in the fountain. Okay.
For some reason, just dog penis is coming to mind. Oh,
Yeah, didn't,
Oh,
just
okay.
didn't remember what it was.
Okay, so the person who starts off not liking it and then likes it is Alison.
Interesting.
well, I just think maybe there's someone who starts off loving it.
Yeah, that's the
That's the
more
one you gotta
worrisome.
Right.
Yeah. Because the dog didn't consent. That's I'm not kink shaming, but that dog
Yeah.
cannot consent. So
It's true.
Are there awkward glances from
mean-
the dog when it's done? Like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Do you want to get some food or?
Yeah.
Would
I actually have
what
a
if
work
the tail
thing
was
right now.
wagging? Could that be considered consent?
I don't think so. Because then, yeah.
Great question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So later, when you decide whether or not you're gonna do it, just remember
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm more comfortable than ever.
There might be something. Maybe we've gotten to the point in like dog breeding because it's big business.
Yeah.
Like to where there is a machine or a receptacle that does it that the dog like wants to hump,
Yeah.
but it also
Like a
collects.
Sibian machine for dogs.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
thinking, I wonder if they just like
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
A what machine?
Sibian.
That's like a thing that
I'm gonna look over here while you
Stern
tell
used
me.
to have on his show.
I'm not-
Yeah,
I'm not
It's
looking.
something that a woman sits on and it gives her an orgasm.
Okay. Okay, that wasn't as
All
bad
right.
as I thought it was.
It's like the
gonna
kind of
be.
thing Jordan Peterson tweeted out. About
Really?
Thought it was like, he was like, look what they're doing in China. And it was like, he didn't realize it was like a fetish video. He thought that in China, they're just like having these machines that jerk guys off.
That guy is so like committed to self-owns. It's really
He
funny.
really is.
Wait,
It's lovely.
sorry, there's fetish videos of machines that jerk guys off, and Jordan Peterson
There's
tweeted
fetish
that.
videos
Yeah,
probably of
I know.
every
I mean,
single thing
everything,
in the world.
Everything.
Yeah.
But that's not a Sibian
Honey,
machine. I don't think.
everything.
Tony, type in who jacks off Noid.
Who jacks
I
the
bet there are
ears?
Noid porn videos.
Oh, there's gotta be.
There's
There's gotta be.
By the way,
100%.
I did look
Oh,
up.
Sure.
You're so sure, Wendy.
I don't know why it's amusing to me. That Noid Nintendo game was just called Yo Noid.
Yo Noid.
Yo,
Yes.
Noid?
Which is a terrible name.
And you did play as the Noid, right?
I bet you there's an emulator
Maybe
of
the
that game.
Noid
on
was
there.
this was the villain. Anyway.
No, I think you do play as him.
Yeah, there was a. I mean,
odd.
now like you said, like it's crazy that like at one point people were laughing at the idea of a Barbie movie, but I
Right.
think when we were kids, there was a lot of like licensed mascot video games. Like there was a Noid
Yes.
game.
The 7-Up one.
The 7-Up
Yeah.
Spot had a pretty good video game. Yeah. Anyway.
It says the plot was wild creatures led by Mr. Green are running amok around New York City. As they cause havoc, the mayor of New York decides to call upon the Noid to stop his evil.
Did you know this, Wendy?
Yeah, it's the Noid head.
Oh, and he was and give him. It says he would give him a massive pizza reward.
Right, but I thought
He
the
doesn't
Noid.
want the pizza.
Yeah.
You just want to mess it up.
He wants to hurt the pizza.
Yeah, you should be like a delivery guy,
God, this is
avoiding
all
the
wrong.
Noid. It seems
Sure.
like an obvious way to go.
The Noid and his henchmen.
I feel
feel
like
like-
this is very Ghostbusters inspired plot.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's like the Noid is just one person and no one can get the lore right. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like yeah, if you get things wrong about
Yeah.
like Marvel lore, there's
Right.
thousands or hundreds of thousands of characters across hundreds of thousands of comic books. You're going to get some of that lore
Yeah.
wrong. The Noid is one guy who did pizza.
Domino's doesn't
That's
have
it.
that person the way like Star Wars does, where they keep track of the of the
canon,
lore and
yeah.
the canon.
Yeah,
for
you're
the
right.
Noid.
So there's
The keeper
what they
of the
need.
scrolls. Yes.
yeah, that's why. But it's just one guy. You'd think the rest of us could manage to
Yeah,
keep the lore
Sure.
straight.
it's true. It's
But the fact that
Instead
they
of
would get
thinking
something
he's from
so
Wiener Schnitzel.
essential about him wrong.
Yeah.
That he likes pizza instead that he doesn't like pizza.
I bet you if you polled
Wants to mess
100
it up.
people, half of them would say he likes pizza, and half of them would say
Well,
he
he's
has a
also kind
vendetta
of
against
pizza,
pizza.
neutral, but he likes to mess up the pizza.
He likes chaos.
But maybe that's
He
how he
likes
likes his
chaos.
pizza.
Yeah, he's a chaotic evil, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Right.
Okay, so my second money-making scheme.
Yes.
What?
And this one is even more ridiculous than me doing a clinical trial. Again, no hate to people who do this for a living, but I follow this woman on TikTok, the modern working girl, and she works at the Mustang Ranch, and she like shares all about her life there, and she's very
she's like a sex worker.
That's a brothel.
yes,
Okay.
it's a brothel, yes, and she's very like easy to watch. Like she's very personable and easy to watch and charismatic, and not like she's pretty, but she's not like a model looking. She's just like you want to. She's very likable, and she showed her W-2 or whatever for 1 year, and it was
Right.
like $284,000 or something, and it's like she gets to choose her hours. She goes in when she wants. They get. No, again, I mean, the whole thing is like a commercial for working at the Mustang Ranch. But the way she makes it sound,
Right.
it's very like you choose your own schedule. You can say no to anything. There's discretion, all this stuff. And I'm looking at it, and I don't know what became dislodged in my brain where I was really like, maybe I should consider this. Like, I can't even.
I like that you.
news for
I like that you
Daniel.
consider taking
Wait a
up
minute.
sex work as a money making scheme.
Right.
That is,
not sure
it
we're
is
there
a
yet,
money making scheme, though. I
No, maybe it is.
think this one sounds fine.
It's
to
the
me.
oldest scheme.
If
some would say.
Daniel-
Some would say.
Because
some
you
would say.
guys have a relationship,
Yeah.
you should both decide.
Oh, she's married, I think. Right.
No, that's fine. Like, or you
She's
could
married?
choose, but then Daniel's
think so.
reactions may vary.
Yeah.
You can choose what to do.
Well,
and
feel like-
Daniel will choose how to react.
Do you want
Here's-
my first reaction?
Yeah,
my
what's your
first
first
feeling is
reaction?
no. That's my first feeling.
Okay.
That's
Well, I
just
mean,
like-
look, obviously, this is a conversation.
it's a conversation. I just
That's a great
give voice to
starting.
my-
That's a great
my-
starting point.
My immediate reaction is I don't like it. I don't. So
What if you could work
Yeah.
at an equivalent?
yeah.
oh,
This
interesting.
is now open season.
Yes.
You guys are opening it up.
Yes.
So you both are now free as a bird.
But
money
only-
making or no.
Oh, wait a
So
minute.
you just get out
Sure.
there.
No, I think it's
only
Okay,
you.
yeah.
It's only you.
no. I was gonna say it's only if we're making money.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
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 But you know what? If you want to just open it up, fine. Here's the thing. But then I was like, wait a minute. I like every aspect of like the rooms look really cushy. I like making your own schedule. It sounds like there's like a lot of camaraderie. They respect each other. The grounds are very pretty. I like all of it.
That place always looked a little cheesy to me, but
I think I watched a TV show about
yeah.
Okay. I like all of it except the having to have sex with people part.
Getting railed by truckers.
it. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Is there a way around it to where you could just set up the podcast studio there?
Right.
Right.
Well, like she talks about some people come, they call them parties. Like and some of the parties only involve like cuddling or having dinner or talking
nice.
and stuff like that. What if, and like she doesn't kiss. That's her
all
rule.
you do. Your thing is all you do is watch Facts of Life.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
someone's fetish.
You get dressed up. The outfits can still be fun.
Yeah.
Like all I do is provide a good
Allison's thing
time.
is, if you want to date with Allison, what she'll do is she'll sit in a chair and then fall asleep while you watch something with her.
Yes.
Just go, girl.
It's like call it the wife experience.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Very
think the
intimate.
not kissing though, that's smart because I always thought like in Pretty Woman it's like I don't kiss. People always made that like, oh, because then you could fall in love. I'm like, no, because it's like you don't want to have to like put that person's like mouth on your mouth.
Yeah.
Like fine if they were gonna rail you.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's much less
No problem.
I
Right.
think
Too
it's
intimate.
the gross out factor. Like if
Yeah.
you don't like
Yes.
someone, you
Right.
really don't want to kiss them, but you could be like, okay, fine. Like
Right.
up the butt, okay, but not in my mouth.
Yeah.
No mouth to mouth. That's grosser. I think it's grosser.
Well,
I think it's grosser.
It is.
Well, and what's the food like at this place?
That's a real
did the
Right.
customer just scarf down some nachos? You know?
Yeah. You don't want to have little
Right.
bits of nacho in your
You
mouth.
really don't want the
them
chocolate
fine.
fountain at a broth.
Right.
Yeah.
That can mean two things. That is,
Right. Yeah.
be very clear when ordering.
She has them take a shower before they start their party.
That's smart.
There's
Yeah.
there's special body wash and
Sure.
stuff in the bathroom and all that. I don't know that my time is that I don't know that hanging out with me is that great that I could make
So,
that be the key part of
follow
my...
on Patreon. Become a patron.
I think
She'll
though,
text
yeah,
you.
it would be tough because I think most people go to the Mustang Ranch
To have sex.
Even though she says there's
Yeah.
the parties and the cuddles, that's probably 1 out of 50 to 100 at
Right.
best.
Most people aren't
So if you
driving
don't-
500 miles to
Yeah,
cuddle.
if you don't want to have sex with the people coming there, your life as a sex worker might be short lived in
Right.
terms of financially.
Yes.
You know.
I think you're probably right.
I mean, it's just we're pitching here.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah,
your
we are.
thing? You set up a podcast studio at this place,
Yeah. Mhm.
and the customer gets to
Be on a-
podcast.
oh
with
my
you.
God.
But they probably want to JO while they podcast. They're going to want to JO themselves while they podcast with you. Just
That's
see-
okay.
I think if you're not, see, that's what I'm saying. There's stuff you can offer.
Sure.
Like if you could, and that might be more, Daniel might be more readily a yes.
Yeah.
If okay, I'm going
Honestly-
to just be podcasting, but this guy's
No, I
going to
mean,
JO
part of that.
over here and I
Yeah.
make $400 for the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you'd be like, because what are you guys making right now from us? Nothing.
Nothing.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
imagine me and Jordan.
You didn't give
And
her
Tony-
$400. I Venmoed Allison $400.
We're all
before
here,
we
but we're
started
now
this.
JOing.
Right.
And at the end, we pay you $400.
It seems
How
worth
are you
it.
saying no to that? That's $1,200. There's 3 of us here.
And then think
Yeah.
of all the people who'd want to hear that podcast.
yeah. And they're
So it's another
JOing at
income
home.
stream.
Yeah, another
Yeah.
stream.
They're JOing at home
Yes.
for free, but
Right.
still,
Yeah.
that's their thing. They want to hear 3 people JO.
Well, it could be a
chat
subscription-only podcast, so then they're not
Sure.
doing it for
Oh,
free.
yeah.
You
There
put it
you
behind
go.
the paywall.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Daniel?
This is money on the table.
Yeah, you guys are leaving money out
Yes.
there. Yeah.
I've heard of hitting the back wall, but hitting the paywall?
Yeah. I don't think we can say
What's
no
hitting
to
the
this.
back wall?
I think that's just what it's
that like-
a
oh.
gross thing you say. If
Is
you're
that like if
having-
you're
The-
you're
Hitting a girl's back walls.
like getting in there, but really you're just like banging up against the cervix?
basically.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I'm sorry I said it. I don't like that I said
No,
it. I'm
it's
sorry.
fine.
I think
The
this
dog
is-
jacking
this
off
part's
stuff was
good.
great, and I
Fine.
ruined
You-
it.
we
Yeah,
had to
we were
find the
all more
line.
comfortable when we were talking about jacking.
We had-
This is like the most JO content
I
of your
know.
show maybe ever.
How is hitting the back wall used? Is it like, oh, how was last night? Oh yeah, man, I hit the back wall.
You
I
wouldn't
thi-
be hitting any back
No, I'm
walls.
talking. If I'm as a dude,
I
I'm
have
having
a-
dude
She
talk.
I have
Could
a.
be.
I have an.
Yeah,
I can't.
thank
She's
you.
I
using
guess so.
a
Thank you,
That's
Wendy.
Sure.
appliance.
Yeah.
She could.
That's right.
I have the context I heard this is in I can't tell this on mic showbiz story that I'll tell you all
my
when the
God.
mic comes off. But yeah, I think it's something you would use to like talk about a particularly intense sex experience.
Yes.
like
That's how
Oh,
I've heard
like
it.
she couldn't walk the next day.
He was he was hitting the back
He
walls.
was, yeah, and I think
Who's he?
That,
the Noid.
the Noid, obviously.
Noid.
Well, we're gonna find
Do you
out
think
after
the Noid hits the
show.
back walls?
Huh? Yeah,
I think
no, he does if he
he's
goes in
smooth
ear
down
first.
there. But yeah, oh yeah, the
So
ears.
wait, this is on
Well-
TikTok. This show at the Mustang Ranch.
Yes, it's
Got it.
it's a woman, and her name is the Modern Working Girl. Lots of people follow her,
Yeah, I
and
can see why.
yeah, and someone in the comments said, "What do you do if you're not attracted to him, to the guy?" And she's like, "It's not about attraction."
Well, no
Which
shit.
no shit, yeah.
Right. She's providing a service.
But it sounds like
job.
if the person is really upsetting, you could you
can
could
say
say no
no.
thank you.
Right.
and- yeah.
Right.
But given that it's a money making venture for me,
Sure.
I think I should probably not have a lot of standards.
I'm sure you've turned down podcast guests in the past, like, not right for the show,
Yeah.
too gross,
Refused to JO while I
Refused to JO.
podcast. Did not pay $400.
actively eating
Right.
nachos.
I do think I fantasize about being a sex worker and being in a clinical trial, but also I fantasize about writing a list. I shouldn't even give this away, but someday perhaps I will write a list of like, top 10 don'ts for podcast guests, and then it's going to go viral. And then oh wow,
That'd be helpful.
yes. Or even podcast hosts. People, if it's not an eating podcast, people should not be eating on mic. And people allow it to happen. And it's like, you're just going to get people being upset about it.
Right.
Because people are so attuned to mouth noises.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What about when you do snack chat? We've all eaten.
Oh, yeah. No, that's different, though.
That's a,
Because
that's a
then
people know.
segment
Yeah,
with
it's
an
like a warning.
intro.
Exactly.
It's a warning.
Right.
I'm just saying occasionally at my old job, I would see guests doing a little munching into the mic and no one would tell them. And it's like, you got to tell them. They don't know.
Although I would say with Twitch, that goes out the window. A lot of Twitch streamers.
If it's
will eat
video,
on
then
the
it's
stream.
different.
Yeah, on the
If
stream.
it's video, it's
Are there a
different.
lot of eaten streamers?
I think they just stream for so long that at some
Sure.
point they got to eat lunch, So
Listen, Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. But when we spend all of our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burned out. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. You guys know I am all about therapy. I go every single week. It has helped me immensely, and I recommend it for everyone who's open to it, and even for people who aren't. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/bestfriend today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/bestfriend. And then I also want to talk to you guys about Masterclass. I mentioned wanting to write, a list of top 10 list to help podcasters. And yet I'm not yet teaching a podcasting masterclass. But you know what? If you look at the array of classes you can take via Masterclass, you won't even notice the oversight that is not having an Alison Rosen podcasting Masterclass. Daniel and I are both super fans of Masterclass. With Masterclass, you can learn from the best to become your best anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. Annual memberships start at $10 a month, and you get unlimited access to every instructor, thousands of online lessons, exclusive content, insights, and much more. There are over 180 classes to pick from. There's classes taught by Gordon Ramsay and other chefs. You can impress your guests with the perfect poached eggs in your Eggs Benedict. I'm constantly disappointing guests with terrible poached eggs in something that doesn't even look like Eggs Benedict. You can learn marketing from Kris Jenner. You can learn writing from Judy Blume. What are some of the ones that you've done, Daniel?
what?
Masterclass.
Oh my God, I love it.
You
I do love it actually.
personal style from
Oh
Tan
yeah, what's his
France,
name?
Tan France.
Tan France. You got David Lynch. You've got there's that runner. She gives you tips on long distance running if you're into that. Like literally, Thomas Keller, the French chef. He's got like 3 different classes. You can learn how to bake bread. You can do. I mean, honestly, and then they give you these little PDFs, which are basically a book of everything in the class that you can get with each class. So you can have a whole library of these dang things.
Gain new skills in as little as 10 minutes, either on your phone, computer, tablet, smart TV, and even audio mode to listen on the go. How much would it cost to take one-on-one classes from the world's best? Well, with Masterclass annual membership, it would cost you only $10 a month. Get unlimited access to every class, and right now, as an Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend listener, you can get 15% off when you go to masterclass.com/bestfriend. That's masterclass.com/bestfriend for 15% off an annual membership. Masterclass.com/bestfriend. Okay. What, Daniel?
The way you said 15.
Well, how'd I say it?
You said 15. 15. I'm sorry.
Gotta
Well,
keep
it
things
does-
interesting. You say that word so much,
Comes after
Have some
14.
fun with it.
15.
Right before 16.
Did it really sound like that, Tony?
I didn't notice it.
Thank
but-
you. But it might have. You said shit last week and you didn't notice it.
I
Daniel.
did in the intro. By the way, do you think this is such a an erotic episode because I kicked it off with such a blue
Yeah.
intro.
I do.
Yeah.
I think so.
Probably that's why.
You set the tone,
it's
man.
Been so
I did.
erotic.
The tone.
When we talked about the dogs,
An
I was
aphrodisiac.
very
I was
into
like
it.
same. I had to shift in my seat. Daniel, will you share with our guests your realization yesterday about pants?
What a setup.
That's not what I thought. I thought you were going to be like about like UFOs or like
It's
something.
just getting horny.
UFOs are all.
So
Everyone's
horny
talking about
now.
UFOs these days.
It harkened back to a conversation with Dave Huntsberger about capri.
Oh God,
Pants.
I'm
This
not
again.
sure
Oh, my
what the
God.
revelation was. We were at a party,
How
and I
can you
noticed.
not be sure what the? Oh my
I
God!
don't know. I have so many revelations. It's hard to keep
Maybe
track.
it wasn't a revelation. It was just an observation.
Well, I mean, I was at this party and I noticed that all of the guys at the party, all of their pants came down only to about their ankle. Like nobody's hem came down low.
Right.
And I was like, and here I am sitting here with hems that are bunched up like some kind of jag off. And and like, how did all the dudes get the memo that this is the style now?
Now, Jordan, you said right as if you are aware of this.
Yeah, I've
That's the
noticed
style?
men's.
I've seen Jordan's
pant
socks.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but
Pretty
I'm pretty
stylish.
fun. I'm a
You're
pretty
a
fun
fun
guy,
guy.
and I express that via fun socks.
Yes.
And I kind of want people to see, so I have my hem.
So is that why? Because everybody wants people
For me
to see
it
their
is.
fun socks?
Yeah.
Well, I just I'm sitting there thinking I was a pretty cool guy, and I realized they're all noticing my bunched up hems.
What are your socks right now? What are your current socks?
He has cool socks.
know if I have cool.
No, those are cool. There's it's a fun salmon color.
Salmon
You want to
socks.
show it off?
Are you gonna get some new jeans?
I'm gonna have to re-hem all my jeans.
He just
or-
got new jeans.
Like, you just got them.
Can you believe this?
Oh boy.
They must be getting them like a size too small or something.
How
I
do you
don't
get
know.
your short pants?
I mean, I just like if the length is a little long for me, I just take it into the dry cleaner and
Yeah, I
Just
feel
have a
like
little
it's
hem.
almost
Hem.
impossible not to do that because, like, I'm not tall by any means, but I'm not short either, and there are definitely people shorter than me. And like 30 length pants are like the shortest you can get, and that's what I buy.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, I feel like I don't know how you get unless you just hem them.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
can.
you say I'd like to show a little sock. I think that's like a request you can say in there, and they will.
by the time I get around to it, the trend will change, and then I'll have to get new ones.
Wait, how long have you been showing a little sock, Jordan?
Good question. Maybe like 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it possible this trend has been going on that long, Daniel?
Oh, honey, I have not been anywhere where cool people are hanging for a very long time.
Hard Rock Cafe.
The coolest.
Just leaning on Lenny Kravitz's guitar.
Oh my God, the Hard Rock Cafe.
Chips.
Gee, Alison and I were talking about
Lime
that recently.
chili
How having those Hard Rock T-shirts was the coolest
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
When I was in
Cool
high
as
school,
fuck.
for my birthday, I had my mom and I came up to LA to go to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was a real destination spot.
I could see that being like a Gen Z normcore thing now, though.
Yes,
Like,
maybe.
Definitely, but like back in the 80s, me, a kid from Tucson, what I had in my mind about what the Hard Rock Cafe was could not have been more different than from what the Hard Rock Cafe was.
What do you think it was?
Right. It's like Outback Steakhouse. Basically.
Yes, but I thought it was like a
is.
bar. It was like this dangerous place.
Yeah.
When I was in Tokyo, and I knew they had one in Tokyo, and I'm like, I gotta go to the Hard Rock in Tokyo. And I was 13, but I'm like, will they let us in?
Do I need a fake ID?
Yeah, it was a Fuddruckers.
It's Ruby Tuesdays. It is not. I was
Wendy, I
listening
feel like
to.
you mentioned like some specific menu items.
Oh no, I don't know them for sure. I don't.
Those were
But I
guesses.
was listening to. Can I mention another podcast on your podcast?
Yeah,
We'll
it
blur it.
depends,
We'll blur it
depends.
out.
It's not. It
Yes, of
doesn't
course.
cross over with yours. But I listened to a lot of. You must remember this. The one about Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
I had her on my show.
You did?
Yeah,
I'm
years
obsessed
ago.
with that podcast.
she's
And I'm
great.
listening to a lot of it while I'm striking. If it's a day where I'm not meeting up with anyone, I'll get in like 2-3 hours of podcast listening. And she's doing one on like the erotic 80s. And I think it's the Rob Lowe episode where it might be, I can't remember which actor it's focusing on, but it was like Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, and like a couple other people met up with like I think it was in New York Magazine, but it could be GQ or Esquire,
I
like
think I've read this.
journalist, and they like invited him to like hang with them at the Hard Rock Cafe, and then he did essentially a hit piece on them. And I was like,
I think I read that
imagining
piece.
this scene made me feel so embarrassed for everyone that they were at the Hard Rock. Just was like, oh.
So like there was
Yeah.
a time, right, when TGI Fridays, like that chain is based on an actual cool place, right? Like the
It
bar
is?
from Cocktail, like the bar that Cocktail is based
Oh,
on,
yeah.
Oh, really?
is like modeled on the original TGI Fridays, where like people would do the flair
Bar flair,
bartending,
yeah.
and it was like complicated drinks, and then it just became a chain. But there was a time when TGI Fridays was cool. Is it possible that like the original Hard Rock wherever was an actual cool place? I don't know.
I think so.
Maybe.
It must have been.
Hello, people leave their stage outfits and guitars to them.
Sure,
But it
Gotta be
yeah.
is
cool.
also the Cheesecake Factory.
It is.
So,
So there, I
stuff.
remember some items. There was a lime chicken. It might have been lime chili chicken. There was like 2 kinds of chicken, and I've had them both.
in this economy,
Well, it was back then.
that economy.
Yeah, in that economy. That's all I really remember.
Okay.
There may have been like, I want to say a hummus or something. I'm not sure.
I don't remember, and I think
The
I
food
went
wasn't
to
great.
Sounds a
one
little
or
exotic.
2, and I don't remember anything about
Yeah.
it. I think I felt embarrassed.
Wait,
for
Tony?
myself.
Does your band have anything in the Hard Rock Cafe?
I don't think so. I know they were showing one of our videos at like for a while in there.
Do they still exist?
The one in
think-
Hollywood. I was
Oh, it's
stunned
still in
by
the-
this.
Isn't there?
Yes.
I think there's one in Universal also. Like
Oh,
Really?
so that is
There's one at
now.
Universal.
So
Yes.
that one, no.
Let's
So that is
go.
now
I
the
gotta
steampunk
go.
chocolate place.
Oh, that one went under.
Steampunk chocolate.
Let's see.
What's that even mean?
It's called like Admiral Fitzwilliam's Chocolateria and
Oh,
Savory Drinkaronia.
That's straight out of
wow.
Mr. Show or something.
Yeah, it kind of is. But yeah, that was the old Hard Rock Cafe, and now it's
Wait,
that.
so are there any? I know the one in West Hollywood closed. Or the
But I
Beverly
think
Hills.
there's one at what's it called? Something in Cahuenga?
That is a place.
No, Hollywood and Highland.
Hollywood and Highland.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what
haven't been
Bridget
over there in
Weininger
forever.
told me.
I think
Yeah,
that's the closest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Wikipedia claims there's 165 of them.
yes.
Well, that's
I
like
was
when we
shocked.
were
I mean, there's
surprised.
also like the casino and stuff. And
Yes,
Oh,
there's
right.
Even,
Oh,
like,
and there was the
there's
Las
some
Vegas
venues.
one.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
used
still
to go
there?
eat at the Pink Taco at the
Yeah.
Hard Rock
Oh,
Cafe.
yeah.
Remember?
Been there a few
I kind
times.
of like their food. To
I'm
be
looking
honest.
Yeah,
at-
I don't like their name though.
There was a
fine.
pink taco at
Come
the
on, Alison.
Century City.
I'm looking at
I don't know
the
if that's
just Yelp
the-
page for the nearest Hard Rock Cafe,
Okay.
and there's just like a little, there's a little like error with the photos and the text. So I'm just scrolling through the food, and the text label is chicken Caesar salad, and what they're showing is a banana split.
That's so
I like
that's
how
so
they're
hard rock.
guessing. That's very punk.
Yes, it is.
Right,
That's
exactly.
how
It
cool
is
they
so
are.
a salad.
Right, when you ordered a
Yeah.
salad from Sid Vicious,
Was
they
there
bring you a
any-
banana split.
split.
That's how much
Was there
this guy
any
said, "Fuck it."
connection of the food to
Music.
music in any way? Was it like, oh, this is
Can you
like
pull up the menu?
this is like the favorite, Paul McCartney's favorite sandwich or something?
I do remember eating there in like the early 2000s. Like it was weirdly a place that we would sometimes go on tour, just because sometimes it would like weirdly be like near a venue and it's just like easy, so we would go there.
Sure.
And there were a few things that were actually okay, but one that always made me laugh. I loved most of it was just whatever normal food names, but they had a quesadilla that was literally called, and this is the exact name, the Joe Perry of Aerosmith Rockin' Quesadilla.
Wow.
Perry of
I
Aerosmith.
know, it's
How
such
sad
a
for
clunky
him.
name.
It rolls right off the tongue.
People, because probably they tested it as Joe Perry's quesadilla. Too many people
Like,
were
who's
like,
that?
"Who's that? Is that?"
Did he invent
Yeah.
quesadilla?
I'm gonna do
They
a
didn't
search
even try
for.
to do a pun. They just called it
Yeah.
Joe Perry of Aerosmith.
I'm going to do a search for the recipe for the Joe Perry of Aerosmith Rockin' Quesadilla. It's just
Yeah.
cheese.
God,
and
I
fucking
felt so
cookies.
sad when you said it.
It's like he's testing
really
it
depressed.
when it's just called Joe Perry's quesadilla. He's like, "Can we make this rockin'?" And that was his
And they're like-
contribution.
Will people know where he's from?
I wonder why they decided on him and why a quesadilla. So many questions.
I guess he
This is
probably
really
likes quesadillas, like children everywhere.
Yeah.
I think Aerosmith is like the perfect band for Hard Rock Cafe because it's a very just generic idea of what rock and roll is like. It's like
Yeah.
a non-specific, like they play guitars and they rock, and it's like Right.
Yeah.
There's no specifics to it. They're just like the perfect band.
And they are the average of rock and roll. Like if you're
Okay, but early Aerosmith is really good.
Yeah, I will back that
Thank
up.
you.
What's that?
70s
Early
Aerosmith is actually
Aerosmith is
kind of
good,
badass.
Yes, but that's it. And then they ruined it. They
They did
ruined
with
it
all
with all
their
their shit
Alicia
in the
Silverstone
90s.
videos.
But they're sort of like the bridge between, like the older rock and then the cheesier later rock.
I
That's
feel like
it
Bon
all
Jovi would
hits.
fit in this too.
Oh, Bon Jovi's
Yeah.
a great example.
Although Bon
yeah.
Jovi, it's more, I think less generic than Aerosmith somehow.
Maybe.
Like cheesier.
Right, 'cause it's
and
got
yet,
that
like
Jersey
cheesy
sorta-
more on
It has a
purpose.
place. It has a,
Yeah.
it is rooted in
Yeah.
Jersey somehow.
It's like
Right.
big somehow.
Yes.
Like a big
Although Aerosmith are the
cultural
Boston
idea.
Bad Boys, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I've never been to Boston, and yet I know about it, but
You've heard of it.
I've heard of it. I saw Good Will Hunting. I know Ken Reed,
Yep.
so I'm covered. It seems weird that Boston has such a like tough guy image because isn't Boston like ridiculously cute?
You mean, is the city cute?
Yeah.
It is kind of a cute city. It's a little guy, and it has a
Yeah.
lot of like historical stuff.
Right.
So I maybe
And then
understand
like a
why
lot
you
of
would-
racists.
And it's yes.
Yeah, I mean,
little
people-
Like little cute buildings just teeming with racists.
Yes.
Is
Is there any like rough and tumble looking visually areas of Boston?
Well, like Southie, right? Isn't that the whole thing? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've been
South
outside of
Boston,
like
it's
Brookline or the sort of center of Boston.
Okay.
I've been to like Worcester, but there's like a lot of colleges and universities, which makes it really like,
Really how you like
educated
that valley?
and sort of nerdy. There's like this nerdy element and then there's all of the like kind of local grouchy locals.
Yeah, grouchy
Right.
locals.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, are these grouchy locals like walking along adorable colonial looking streets? 'Cause
Kinda.
That's amusing to me. That's like West Side Story.
Kind of. Boston it's an interesting city. It's got I like there's a lot about it that I like and a lot that's like
Have you spent a lot of time there?
no, a little bit of time.
When
Enough
you're
to
up
form
at
an
the
opinion.
ranch, Daniel heads on over to Boston.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
when
much
you're
of it as-
working, he's in Boston.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as much as what you these
As quaint.
adorable colonial.
Okay.
Yeah, there's bits of that, but not. It's not
They also
like
have, like,
the
a
majority
McDonald's.
of.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
I think if you like go on if you walk on the Freedom Trail, there's probably like guys
Right.
with tri-corner hats ringing bells saying like, "Hear
Right.
ye, Paul Revere is riding this night."
Right.
Okay,
right.
so I guess
sir.
Boston looks different than, but all of Rhode Island is fucking cute, right?
What's the cutest state? I wonder.
Cutest state.
Rhode Island, probably.
It's the
Based
smallest.
on Arden Marine's Instagram feed. I don't know.
Well, it's the smallest state, so it
So
has to be the cutest.
Yeah. Well, DC, if you count that, it's
not a
not
state.
cute,
Not a
but
state.
it's small. Okay.
Also not a state.
All right. I cede my answer.
All right.
Anyone like to answer? Oh, Daniel yesterday, Wendy, was saying we should move. We're not going to, but don't you just sometimes want to move to Indiana? And I thought,
Not Indiana specifically.
No.
Not actual Indiana, but just like
No,
small
guys, I
town
won't
USA.
Let you.
Indiana,
Move to
Indiana does
Indiana's
suck.
like
understand
proto-Trump country.
I-
Where I live.
I wasn't
Maybe
thinking about-
Bloomington. You can move to Bloomington where I
God,
live.
you were from Indiana.
Bloomington's
You're from
cute.
Indiana. I forgot. that.
Mostly. I was born on Long Island, and then I grew up in Indiana mostly, and then I moved out here during
I was
high
born
school.
in Indiana.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes. What city?
Elkhart. It's like
Sure.
right outside
Oh,
of
yeah,
South Bend.
Elkhart.
Yeah, Notre Dame area. Yeah.
ELKHART. Just to prove
You
to you
got
that
it.
I do
Yeah,
know which
yeah.
city you mean.
I'm surprised because there's not a whole
And
lot.
how
going
long
on
were
there.
you there?
Till I was 14.
Oh, very
Yeah,
similar.
I technically
was
lived in
Indiana till I was
Michigan.
15.
Because it was like right on the state line. So we actually lived in Michigan. But I was
Oh,
born in
okay.
Indiana.
Yeah, Michigan's much classier than Indiana. It really is.
In that area, it's all the same though.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Pence is from Indiana, so
Yeah.
and he's not that much
Very
older than me.
conservative.
So, like, I could have gone to high school with Mike Pence. If that gives you an idea.
wait, how young is Mike Pence?
He's kind of younger than you think.
Okay, I'm going to guess.
I think he's
In
like
my mind, he's like,
53.
what?
No fucking way.
Yes,
Mike
Google
Pence
it.
is 68 in my mind.
I'm bringing all sorts of revelations today. Chocolate fountains, Mike Pence's age,
Like Mike Pence or Dr. Drew, who's older in your mind?
Mike Pence.
Dr. Drew.
But Dr. Drew probably is older.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mike Pence in my mind is in his 60s for sure.
I don't think so.
He was born in 1959.
Oh, shit.
So-
Okay, he's way older than me. I lied. I thought he was close to my age for some reason. Why did I think that? I thought he was one of those guys who looks old but is young.
I think he looks good for his age, maybe.
Maybe. I think for
Like
some
clean
reason I thought he was
living,
born
you
in
know?
like 1972. I literally thought he was like a younger. Maybe it's like he's so much younger than Trump.
And
Yeah.
also, he just celebrated a birthday, so happy birthday,
Happy
Mike
Birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike Pence. Happy birthday.
I hope you had a wonderful
Mike
day with
Pence.
Mother. I hope you enjoyed it.
Didn't get hung in the public square. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Mike Pence.
So wait, how old does that make him then? Like 44?
He's,
44?
Jesus Christ.
64, I mean.
he's old. Yeah, he's an old man.
64.
For some reason, I thought he was like barely in his 50s.
59?
Yeah,
He was born in
64.
59.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
64.
64.
Right?
Okay, so I could have gone to school with his children. That's what I meant.
All right, so back to the pants.
Yeah.
Is this a trend that Daniel has picked up on? Are dude pants now ankle length?
I don't know if it's. I've definitely noticed it, but I don't think it's like super widespread.
Or is it just a hipster thing?
I think it's a little
It was
more
a lot
of a
of
hipster.
hipsters.
Where were
thing.
you?
We were at Jackie Johnson's son's 1-year-old.
And all the guys were one.
Birthday party.
So I don't know. Does that change things? They're all one.
but they, yeah. But so these,
Oh, these guys
were
are
like
pooping in
very
their pants.
hip.
Is that something guys are doing? Or
I noticed all the guys at the party were shitting
Also,
their
they're a lot of guys are like on all fours now.
Right,
What's up
right.
with that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know,
So it's like
here's
a hip crew.
Here's the version of that I personally do not like is when the pants are cut kind of high and they have no socks and a hard soled shoe. That to me is a certain kind of hipster look that I think is.
And what do you think of a guy like? What do you assume about them?
You know, just like fixed gear bike guy, talks your ear off about French press, maybe like, you know, thinks he has
Judges your
politics
coffee choices.
figured out. Yeah.
Wait, what's a hard soled shoe? What would that be
Like a
at?
loafer
loafer.
or something.
Are loafers having a renaissance right now?
I think I feel like I've seen that guy.
Okay.
Maybe not so much now, but there was a time a couple years ago where I think that guy was all over the place. and
Right.
it always looked bad to me.
We're talking no show sock or no
I think they
sock?
probably had a no-show sock
Okay.
on underneath that. I mean, I'm one to talk. I look bad, but like
No,
you
you're a
know.
fun guy.
Thank you. I know.
But that guy definitely has a record player.
Sure, yeah, and
I have a record.
I have a record player.
but this guy like
Jesus,
talks
Tony.
about the
We're
record
storming
player,
off.
you know.
What do you guys think of these VHS shops that are popping up?
I think it's fun.
Fun.
Although my
But not
friend
a great
made
way
a
to
good
make money.
point. My friend made a good point that the reason it's good that they're coming back the VHS DVD places is that all this shit's going to get pulled off streaming.
Mm.
Now that everywhere is realized they are not monetizing things correctly, a lot of the movies like get in all your movie watching now, all those weird movies you want to see for free on Amazon and whatever. It's going to start being like you're getting charged for everything again because
true.
and they were, so my friend said, "Oh, it's kind of nice if you can't find it, you could go get it from the DVD shop again instead of like paying the $19.99 on Apple for it."
You know what they should do is the VHS shops should have the videos you rent aren't, you know, Titanic or these big movies. They should be things that someone recorded off of TV in 1986.
Yeah.
And it still has the
Yes.
And
commercials.
it's got the commercials
Yeah.
on it, and it's got
It's
the whole
edited
thing.
for TV.
Yeah.
in a
That's-
weird way.
That's my favorite. You can find a lot of that kind of stuff on YouTube, and it's my favorite when the commercials are still in it.
I
And-
wonder
love
if
that
my
so
mom
much. Oh,
still
sorry.
has. I was just wondering if my mom. We had like the collection of VHS tapes, and it had one had "Race for Your Life," Charlie Brown.
Nice.
It had "Facts of Life Go to Paris," my favorite. It had "Touched by Love," which is a movie I love with Diane Lane, recorded off of HBO. I can specifically remember like my mom's writing on that piece of tape. It was worth it to cut Wendy off. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I wasn't. It was kind of. I was just. Have you guys been to the Burbank one that's on Magnolia?
No, not yet.
I
It's
looked
called
in
Be
there.
Kind Rewind.
Yes.
But the thing we went there mainly is they have a comedy show. And that room is so small. It's no bigger than
They
this.
do?
It's very
like
small.
it's like twice the size of this room, maybe. But literally, the headliner was Shang Wang,
Oh, wow.
who is my oldest son's favorite comic. So we stood 12 feet from him and watched a show. And I was like, oh, well, you know, growing up in Indiana, you can't imagine seeing one
Yeah.
star, much less your favorite comedian is standing
Yeah, that's cool.
12
Wow.
feet in front of you. They booked a really good night. And that I heard about it because one of the writers on Great North, Brian Bahe, was also performing that night. He's hilarious too. If you get a chance to see him, I'm like pimping everybody today.
Go for it.
Like the VHS shop, McDonald's, the Noid.
get on
I'm
the
like,
mailing.
The batting cage with the great pizza.
yeah. But
It's
then
a little tour of
they
Burbank.
were going to
we're on.
have. They were there. We didn't get to go because we had something else that night. But the last one they had, the headliner was Aparna Nancherla. Like they're having like incredible lineups at this VHS shop in Burbank, where if you can
So-
get in the door, there's only like room for like 20, 25
It's
people.
very small.
But you're standing
I had no idea they
5
had
feet
shows.
away from
They-
like a really good a really good lineup. So it's like it was very fun.
That same little shopping complex that's in, right around the corner, there's a record shop.
Oh, Run Out Groove Records?
Yeah, and
That has
that's-
Fred Armisen performs
Fred Armisen's
there.
band is
Wow.
playing there.
Yeah.
Burbank's having a little come up.
Yeah.
It felt like very like too cool for Burbank to be having this show, but why not? And then we went to Porto's first. We saw the show. We were home by 9.
Porto's.
Whatever. It was
Dang,
great.
that's a night.
Yeah, we had a great night. We had a great
night.
when you're taking a 12-year-old along, that's a good
Sure,
night.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's fun no matter what age you are.
Yeah.
Our-
It's great.
Our son is very excited because there's a brand new taxidermy shop that's opened up on
Wow.
Hell yeah.
What's it called? Vulture Oddities?
something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Where?
It's on Magnolia.
On Magnolia, just down the block from the place you mentioned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hope if people don't live here, they're like getting a sense of the character of Burbank. Because this is all very like.
It's very Burbank.
And you know who else? What else has moved into our neighborhood?
I don't.
DJ James Kennedy has bought a house.
From Vanderpump. This is
Vanderpump.
very exciting.
Oh, I don't
okay.
follow the pumps.
So
Oh,
My
you're missing
sister
out.
does those,
Up
so
and
I'm
coming.
going to tell her.
Scandoval.
Scandival, everybody. Hashtag Scandival.
Here's what I have to say. So there's like a year-round Halloween, 2 year-round, actually 1 or 2
At
year-round
least
Halloween
2.
shops. There's like a store for witches.
There's actually 4 if you
Okay.
count Mystic Museum, which is kind of more of a
Oh, I
horror
don't.
movie.
Oh, I never would.
Given all of and Elliot is so into all of this, so it's perfect for him.
Loves it.
Given all of this, you'd think there would be a lot more goth-looking freaky people wandering around Burbank, but there's not. Where are they?
They're in the shops and walking around those shops.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go in to Halloween Town, any day they're open, it's full of people in costume or goth folks.
All
just
right.
Yeah.
yeah.
My new place is that I hadn't been in before, where they are purportedly reselling costumes from sets
Oh, I don't.
on Magnolia. I think it's
a wrap.
more
Oh, I
like
think
Oh yes,
I
I've
noticed
seen
that.
it.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I went in there. Milo and I went in there, and I bought a giant pink suit because Lizzie and I want to shoot this thing that we're just shooting on our own. And I found like a giant pink suit and this pink snakeskin purse for $4. I was like,
Wow.
why am I not here every day?
Yeah.
just
Yeah, 'cause it's only been
combing
worn
through
once.
the racks.
It's brilliant.
It is definitely more of a thrift store. I mean, this stuff was really beat up, but like it has incredible stuff.
Theoretically,
this is why I love Burbank.
it's all stuff that they couldn't return because usually the
Right.
wardrobe people will buy stuff so they can return it.
But clearly,
But they
a lot
can't
of it
return
is
it all.
very, very thrifted. Like
it?
it's
Yeah.
stuff people bought at a thrift store, then used, then brought here,
Right.
which is also fine.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, this suit I found there was incredible, and it was like $12 or something
Wow.
like that. So yeah, it's my new.
I got to
thing.
leave my house more often.
Yeah.
There's a whole world out there.
Burbank has a lot to offer.
I think it's time to say hello and welcome to the new patrons.
Alison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Hello and welcome to S. DeShazer and Heather Tebbets. Hope you are enjoying all of the stuff. All right. Should we does anyone have a Just Me or Everyone or a Hey, Go Fuck Yourself?
What's crazy is I had one last time, and then I'm driving here. I was focusing so hard trying to remember what it was. And then I can't. Maybe if someone else does one first.
Okay.
Then I'll.
I have a minor Just Me or
Yeah, let's
Everyone.
hear it. Let's hear the song.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Let's hear it.
Sprinkles as a not the cupcake place, but as a
Right.
topping
Yeah.
for cupcakes or ice cream.
Jimmies, they call them in other parts of the country.
Yes. They call those bullshit. They're for suckers and little kids. I feel like they add nothing other than color.
Sometimes
Texture. Yeah, listen. I'm a texture queen.
Oh yeah, we know you love a boysenberry.
That's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
so to me, sometimes that sprinkle texture can be a lot of fun. Not always,
Okay.
but once in a while, you get a scoop of ice cream. Tell them to throw in some sprinkles. Just have some fun on your tongue.
I agree. They taste a little plasticky.
Yeah.
And they stick to your teeth in a weird way. But I will advocate for the crystal sugar sprinkle. When I make something with a frosting, I like to put the sugar sprinkle over the top. It's fun. People like the way it looks. And it also adds a crisp sugar layer to the top of the frosting.
I will agree with that.
That's a useful sprinkle to me flavor-wise. I agree. The colored ones are a little more like the long ones.
When they're too
oblong ones are not. Yeah,
like Wendy said, when they're too dense, when there's too much of a dense sprinkle ground covering, then it does have a flavor and it's yucky.
Yeah, it almost like takes away
nice.
from the good flavor of the other thing.
Daniel.
Yeah, I think I didn't have a single sprinkle for 25 years until I had kids, and now they love them. But,
that's what they're for.
They're for kids.
And Jordan.
And
kids
me.
and Jordan.
I try to maintain my sense of childlike wonder
but I'm open
throughout
to
all
it.
phases of my life.
I only recently discovered Captain Crunch. It's good. I never ate that growing up. Never really had. I mean, I may have had it a couple times, and then we got it for the boys. And
Oops, all berries. Is that what you're talking about?
you know I'm realizing that when I discovered Captain Crunches, they had a special version which was like blueberry donut flavor. And it was amazing. I was
Daniel
obsessed with it,
is
and they only had
real-
it for a month.
A real mark for fun cereals.
They never had it again.
You like those like limited drops? The like, oh, we have Dr. Pepper Pop Tarts now. Like that works on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how?
I kind of am. But I love artificial blueberry flavor, I realized after that. Anyway, I like my Captain Crunch on some yogurt, frozen yogurt.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's a pretty standard thing, I think.
Excuse me.
Where are you going, Menchie's?
So it's everyone.
Is that Menchie's?
They just reopened Menchie's. It closed the one near us. It closed
it's
during the
open now.
pandemic. Yeah. It's very excited about
Where
that.
do you go for your yog?
I take the kids to Menchie's on the regular.
Yeah.
They love Menchie's.
It's good.
I just remembered I have a Hey Go Fuck Yourself.
Oh yeah. Yes. Okay,
That's
great.
a whole different topic.
That's fine.
But I was just telling you.
Okay.
Does that have a
You
song?
can.
No, you just. I mean, it has a drop
It has
Oh, okay.
that comes in later.
Okay.
Surprises you.
So I start, and then it'll
Yeah.
surprise and startle me.
I mean, it really. There's a lot of different ways it could go.
You could throw to the drop. You could.
This isn't. Listen, I'm not mad because I think mainly these people were just. They're probably having a day like everyone else, and just they had a lot of kids with them. I have 4 kids total. I had 3 kids with me. We were at the Cube, which is down by the Hanson Dam recreational area.
Oh,
a lot
the
of fun
Discovery
activities.
Cube.
Yeah, a lot
We
of fun
love the Discovery
activities for
Cube,
kids.
yeah.
And right now they have a laser maze.
Wow.
And by laser
Ellio's been
maze,
asking
it
about.
is simply a room that is not much bigger than this room. And they turn on the lasers, and your kids go in, and they either have to duck under the lasers or chop the lasers with their hands. A lot of fun for the kids. But when we got in line for the laser maze, and there was no one in front of us, and these other parents watched their kids come out of the laser maze, not go in the line behind us, go right in front of us again, and then the teen who was on duty just let them go in again right in front of us. And the parents watched, and they came in front of us like they're little kids, they don't know better. But I sort of turned to the parents like, "Are you gonna tell them to go?" I didn't say it, but my eyes said, "Hey, we were next in line." So I don't really feel "Hey, go fuck yourself."
It's a light.
I did. Yeah, there was a weird
I
moment where I
understand
was
not
like,
wanting to make a scene at the laser
I didn't make a
maze,
scene. I
What
didn't
were
make
they
a
doing?
scene.
What were their faces and eyes doing? Were they
They just seemed like,
oblivious?
yeah, smiling and as if I had told their children to go ahead of my children.
No, at
And
the
I
very
was like, wait, hold on, what's happening? But then it honestly, they go in for like 3 minutes. So I was like, it's fine. But I felt mildly perturbed.
at the very least, the parents needed to make the gesture that you make as if you're trying to hold the door open for someone when they're running to an elevator.
Sorry.
Like, it
Yeah,
happens
they
so
like a
fast.
gesture that they knew that their children had preempted mine again to go into the laser maze.
No.
Sorry, they
Guys, it
fucked
wasn't a
up.
good one. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying no to those people walking free among us. It was a good one, and I know what they can do.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Is there an age limit on this laser maze? Could
No, you can go in. I
Wow.
went in with them.
Was it fun?
I got to do it.
No, guys, it's a room with some lasers across it. It's not. But they were obsessed. We then went through 7 more times because, again, it was a weekday. No one was there. So we just kept circling, which maybe that's what those kids have been doing. So they were probably used to it. And then they were like, wait, people are here. We don't have to pay attention to them. And they just went right back in.
Do you remember the room in Chuck E. Cheese where the light just flickers on and off?
No.
What?
Yeah, I don't. What's that?
Did you get hurt at Chuck E.
Had
Cheese?
rooms?
Allison, are
it's a
you okay?
janitor's
Allison.
closet.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Was there a big mouse in there? Did he have a big finger?
Like a
Did they have a
strobe light?
mop and a bucket in there?
It was like, you'd walk in. It was like behind
No.
the stage. You'd walk
No.
through this room and then you'd enter into the room.
Absolutely not.
You'd walk in and there's like a pathway and then you would emerge from this like little hallway into the room that had the skee ball and like all the arcade stuff. So it was a tunnel or
No.
passageway from
not
the
how it
dining
was when
room.
No.
The one that I went to.
You were harmed.
Yeah.
From the dining room.
Allison.
And then there was like one naked bulb on the ceiling and they would
naked
tie you
bulb.
down.
Right,
Yeah. From the
And a voice would come on a tape recorder and ask if you wanted to
Yes.
play a game.
Yes. From the from the theater to the arcade. And it was like the light just flickered on and off. And as you moved, it made it seem like you were a stopgap.
Like a
almost.
strobe light.
I guess. Is that a strobe light?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. It was like the coolest thing. Because you moved all choppy, but really it was the simplest thing. Listeners, if you know what I'm talking about, please let me know.
They
And
do.
also,
It's called a strobe light.
Oh, Jesus
They
Christ.
know.
Also buy my merch. You guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you,
don't have to let us
so
know.
much. It's my show, and they do have
Fine.
to let me know.
Let her know. Let her know you've heard of a strobe light.
Follow me on social media at Alison Rosen. Oh, listen to my new podcast with Todd Perry, Allison and Todd After Hours. It's a Patreon podcast. It's just $2 a month though. And you can get that patreon.com/Allison and Todd. And follow me on TikTok. I'm the Allison Rosen over there. Jordan, where might we find you?
Yeah, I do a chat podcast. It's called Jordan Jesse Go. Allison has been on many times. We always love it when she drops by. It's formatted much like this one. You can find it at MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like to buy and read comic books, I have a story in an upcoming issue of Archie Horror. This is a line of comics where the Archie gang gets into some pretty fucked up horror scenarios. It's called Camp Pickens. It is 3 spooky stories set at summer camp. Yes, Daniel, you have a
age
question.
restriction.
I think.
What would you think?
I think teens and up
Teens
can read
and up,
this
okay.
one. Yeah,
For our dudes.
Okay.
yeah, maybe a little too old so far, but I think teens and up would love it. And you should probably get them and collect them for your
We'll
kids.
have them for the
Put them in the
future.
steamer
For
trunk.
sure.
So yeah, that's comes out June 21st. You can get that wherever you get your comic books. And yeah, if you're in the LA area, we're going to do a signing event. We're not quite sure when, but it's going to be around the end of the month-ish. So yeah, if you're in LA and want to come to a signing, keep an eye on social media. We'll announce it there.
Wonderful. Wendy.
Let's see. Where you can find me, I guess, on Twitter at Wendy Molyneux. I don't know why I'm on Twitter anymore. Don't follow me. Please quit Twitter. At Great North Wendy on Instagram. Please watch The Great North on Hulu, which is a show my sister and I co-created. And then I also write for Bob's Burgers, so please watch Bob's Burgers. That's a way you can support the writers while we are on strike, is to stream our shows on Hulu. And what else? I think that's and
You have a
my
podcast with
podcast with Dave
Yeah.
Huntsberger. These are those tapes you can find anywhere you get podcasts, and we're working on another season now.
Wonderful. Tony.
I'm on the things at
Tony Thaxton.
On the Johns.
on the Johns and Bizarre Albums every Tuesday. I don't usually point out individual ones. This week is a Village People album when they abandoned disco and tried to make it like a new wave and punk record,
my
and it's
Lord.
bananas. And so I recommend checking that out. And also, Motion City Soundtrack is playing the Taste of Minnesota, I think it's called, July 2nd in Minneapolis downtown. We're playing with Third Eye Blind, and it's free.
Nice.
So come on out to that if you're in Minneapolis.
That's right. And wear sunscreen.
Yes.
It gets hot there.
Oh, yeah. So humid and gross.
So humid. But go anyway.
Yes.
And Daniel, what about you?
You follow me on Instagram at Daniel Quantz. You can follow me at Blue Sky at Daniel Quantz, and you can follow me on
I'm on there
TikTok at Daniel Quantz. Get it? You getting the theme? It's all at Daniel Quantz. Just try at Daniel Quantz anywhere. You might find me. Who knows?
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I mean, thank you for... Tony, what's wrong with me?
Why are you pointing at me?
I don't know. Everyone, thank you for being on the show. Listeners, thank you so much for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show?